Hi, and welcome to today's devotional. And we're going to close out Thanksgiving week in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 15. Linda?
For all things are for your sakes, that the abundant grace might through the thanksgiving of many redound to the glory of God.
Now, Paul was writing here, and he knew that something was going to happen with the Roman courts, and he was going to be judged in the Roman courts, and he knew he would probably end up being put to death. And it's where, because when he made his appeal to Nero, Nero was really impressed with his faithfulness, and so he put off for a while his judgment. But of course, Nero being Nero, ended up having to convict him. But Paul, even though he knows this is going to happen, he's just thanking God for everything that he has been given, his abundant grace. And it's very, very similar to 2 Corinthians 1:11. Ye also helping together by prayer for us, for that gift bestowed upon us by the means of many persons, thanks may be given by many on our behalf. So this is a reoccurrent theme with Paul, that we need to be thankful for everything God has given us throughout our lives, even though we may have to suffer here on earth, even though there may be setbacks and challenges, and the devil's always out there trying his best to get us to reject God. Despite all that, God has given us a easy path to heaven. All we have to do is take Jesus into our heart and believe. We don't have to sacrifice our firstborn son. We don't have to sacrifice our prized cattle. All we have to do is believe. And then God gives us this grace. And once you start fighting the devil, God gives you the strength to carry on and to persevere. And before you know it, you'll be strong enough to thwart the devil's strongest spears that he sends you. You'll be able to avoid them. You'll be able to block them out of your way. And these are the things that Paul was communicating to us that we need to be thankful for. Not just our physical needs, but for our spiritual needs, the strength and the fortitude that God gives us spiritually, that he puts inside us, so we will not be weary or discontent in our hearts.
Yeah, I believe that too. And um, I also heard today about, God will let things happen to us sometimes to get our attention, to interrupt the program we're in, like our everyday life sometimes. And, to turn to him, to give him honor and praise, for what he does for us, and to come to him to ask him to help us.
Yeah, we can't do it on our own.
There's times that we bottle things up on the inside, and when God interrupts us, we know it, because we have emotions, we cry, we pray, and God lets us do those things because he knows that we need that. And he knows that we need to get this off of our minds and our hearts to him so that, he can work through us. And that's what, I don't know if you all have ever thought of God interrupting things, but I never thought about that either until I heard, I think it was, what I say his name was, that, the comedian.
Oh,
It's a,
Laurie?
yeah. And he's a good comedian, and he was talking about that today, and I was just like, yeah, that's really true, because sometimes God has to get our attention through something, and that's why that we get interrupted sometimes with things in our life, when we got too much going on.
Kind of like that old mule that gets real stubborn. You got to whack him across the head with a 2x4 sometimes.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the way we are.
Oh, yeah, we need it a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you for joining us, and hopefully you'll join us for Sunday school and then our devotions again next week. Y'all have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye. God bless.